Hello guys, how are you doing? So in this video, I'll be talking about HTML tag annotator. Basically, where else you can use it, how to install this Chrome extension and Flask apps, right? Using which you can annotate any web page or any HTML page, right? So without getting delayed, let's directly get into this. So what I have made was I have made a clone of this repo into my local, and as you may see here, HTML tag annotator. So if you see the files, we have Chrome extension Flask app as well as the sample IPython notebook, right? And also what I have made sure is whatever the Python libraries mentioned inside the requirement.txt, I just installed it, right? So this is the current status of the repo, right? So let's see how to install this Chrome extension, right? So I'll just copy it and open a new tab and just enter. So there's something called load unpack. You just need to click on that and go to the HTML tag annotator, select Chrome extension, and yeah, I think you are good to go. That's all. uh, yeah, here is your Chrome extension. So now we have successfully installed Chrome extension, which is under the HTML tag annotator, right? We will know after a few minutes we will come to know like how will we can make use of this Chrome extension. So right now we are in HTML tag annotator. Let's open new tab on the same directory. uh, so now let's enter into Flask app, and oops, we don't have any file called SQLite, right? So what you need to do is Python 3 utils create DB file. So now if you come to, if you know, just to lsnsl, we have published date data.sqlite, right? So let's see what exactly this file do. So basically what you do is, the name of the file you can give here. If you want to change it, it will create a table called annotated data with these, with this schema, I would say. Then at the end of the day it will create it, then it will close it. So it would throw an error if this file already exists in the specific location. So initially, as I was showing, we didn't have any kind of SQLite file earlier, so that's why we could able to create this file very easily without having any problem. Okay, so now we are in Flask app. Now what I will do is I will just execute app.py. Right? So right now what it says is just ignore the other things. Right now it is saying that it is running on 5000 port. So when you do that, welcome to HTML tag annotator. So this is an indication that whatever you have done, Python server is successfully, set in your local system, right? So this is about the Flask app, and already shown you how to install the Chrome app, right? So now let's do one more thing. Let's open Jupyter. I think let's make sure which folder you are in. Oops, Jupyter notebook here itself. Okay, all right. Okay, okay, let's go into how to use IPython little bit later. So this is how the folder structure, right? So now we are done with the installation. Whatever the instructions provided in this particular repo, it is, I just showed it in a demo. Now let's look into how to make use of this, right? So for that, let's go to news.google.com. Let's pick up any news. This is for just the demo. Oops, it's taking a lot more time. Oops. Okay. 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 All right. Right. So let's assume that you want to extract, or for this, right? Let's talk about the extraction in next on a separate video. Let's assume that given any news URL, the problem statement is to extract the published date, right? When which date the news has been published. So how well we can make use of this Chrome extension? Let's dig into this. So for each of the HTML place, we need to know which HTML tag contains publish date, right? So right now, as you can see here, uh, press key capital S to start annotating, right? So what I will do is in my keyboard, I will just press capital S. Now, it shows an alert saying that annotation started. Now, as and when you take your mouse over through the HTML elements, this specific HTML element on which we have taken the mouse over will get highlighted, right? So even if you take the highlighter to the author of it or through the publish date, or for that matter any of the text or any of the HTML element, it would get highlighted. Right now what we need is we just need the publication date, right? What I will do is I just mouse over it and left click. When you do the left click, the selected HTML element would turn into pink, right? So now annotation has been completed, right? Now what I would do is again I would press capital S to saying that I don't want to do any more annotation. Okay, so now we'll come back to the extension. I mean this is just a button which says what exactly the published date which you have selected. Okay, this is called dev class and 25th April. Yes, it is correct, right? Now once you have make sure that whatever the HTML content, what you do is you will do save, right? So what exactly it will happen when you save, right? Internally we have defined an API in the Flask using a Flask application. It's a post API call using which this should call. So it would send many of the attributes, right? One of the attributes is what is the URL, and second is what is the HTML tag, and what has the tag has been tagged, etc., etc. So now once this data has been sent to our Flask app, it would just compute the required thing and store it in our SQLite, right? And let's see how to access this SQLite file. So, just to SQLite 3 pandas, I'm just trying to execute this. Make sure that published data SQL file, make sure that the path is correct. Otherwise, you would get an error. So, when you so this is the Al Jazeera Fossa. Why does India have so many COVID cases, right? So we have this data, right? I'm just ensuring that whatever the data we have provided, it is the same. Whenever you df.head, we can see the URL, HTML, selected contents, and text part of the selected content. Basically, I'm making use of Beautiful Soap to get these contents, right? So also, if you want to add some more data, obviously you can free to do that. All you need to do is you need to modify the create db file. I'll just show you. To come to the Flask app, basically it's an util. So if you want to add any more data, or you just need to have this. So use computed is annotated is something which I do requiring whenever I try to build a model. So these are the extra things. If you think that, if you feel that few more columns would be helpful, you just need to add it, right? So that's all you need to require it. Accordingly, you need to modify the app folder, the one which you write the APIs. Okay, so now this is the one, and if you see the selected contents, right? So div class data sample, and this is the one 25th of April, and when you see here, this is also the 25th of April. Okay, this is what we call the annotated HTML, right? But there is one small takeaway, a small glitch, I would say, not a takeaway. uh, we have highlighted this through red or pink, right? So for that, what I'm doing in the backend is I am adding something called as custom selected. What this do is it will change the background color of the selected element. So why I'm doing this, there are two reasons. First reason, you know whenever you click an element, it will appeal to you that okay, whatever the selected element is correct, right? In order to make sure the whether you have selected the element is correct or not, we need to make some coloring, right? And second reason is, you know in the given list of HTML element, we want to differentiate from coding perspective as well. That's what I'm doing is I'm adding a class called custom selected, which would solve these two problems. Okay, now as I was saying earlier, I'm also making use of Beautiful Soap. And okay, let's find this tag in the HTML here. Okay, so the tag is div tag, and I'm just searching whether this is present in the HTML structure here or not. Yes, we have it, right? Dev class 25th April here. Basically, if you check it, um, so you may ask, how did you even get this, right? Basically, this is the HTML content of this particular website. We have, whenever you click save here, the contents along with the tag annotation, we also sending back the HTML part, right? What I mean by HTML part is uh, this part, let it load. Yeah, whole HTML part we're sending back to the DB. That's the Flask application in the SQLite is our database. So this is what HTML structure looks like. So now maybe if you want to build a training set, this is something definitely you'd help, right? I think you need not stick on to this application, right? Browser's application, which I'd be outsourcing, like how well you can get a published date from a given news, right? I have already developed a model for this, and I'll be open sourcing it very soon, right? Not only this, I think given a HTML page, if you want to identify what is the title, or let's say where exactly the author name, it is all comes under news, right? Maybe if you want to go to any Wikipedia page, if you want to extract only table contents, right? Whatever the unstructured web page you can think of, there this tool will definitely will help. So that's all. If you have any doubts, please feel free to comment here. I will look at I will look into each of the comments, and I will get back with the answers as early as possible. With that, thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you will make use of this extension which we have built.